ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Dungeons, Dragons, and Space Shuttles, a bonus Sunday edition. Since we are in between the end of the playoffs and the Super Bowl, I don't have NFL football today, and since I don't have to pick Akumi up for 4 hours, I thought I'll just sneak a little stream in here, and let's see if we can knock out Black Magic. So I've actually already been at work. In fact, I've lost 2 helmets this morning. I am not a very happy camper because they were both very nice helmets. And sure, let's have another Black Moon or Blood Moon. That's all we need. Let me show you what I've been up to. First, I need another helmet. First of all, you'll see the sentient sword is glowing. I went ahead and finished off the... have anything that's got protection on it? It's got mending. I'll try that for now. So I went ahead and upgraded to a greater Tartaric gem, and you'll see it has over 3,000 will in it. That was a bit of a chore to do, actually. The recipe for a greater Tartaric gem had a piece in it that I didn't know how to do, so I had to make some new stuff and watch some videos, and it was a bit of work. So to make a greater Tartaric gem, I needed a common gem, a demonic slate, a weak blood shard. I had all of those. And then I needed this thing, a demon will crystal. Had never heard of that, and clicking on it produces no recipe. So I pulled out the book, read on it. Still didn't make much sense. So I went to the YouTube. Always go to the YouTube. Went to the YouTube. I found out I needed to use the demon crucible and the demon crystallizer to grow a crystal. So I can show you how that works. I deliberately overfilled this crystal so I could show you how this works. So I will put my crystal in there, or my Tartaric gem in there, and it will drain 100 will out of my gem. And I'll take it back. So now it's got 3,040 instead of 3,140. So what it then does is take that 100 will and puts the aura, it increases the aura of a chunk by that 100 will. And I made sure that both of these items are in the same chunk. You're hitting F9 to see that you're in the same chunk. And both the crystallizer and the crucible need to be in the same chunk. Because what will happen is the crucible will take that 100 will and increase the aura of a chunk using that will. And the crystallizer, which it's already done, will convert that will into a crystal. Now, if I leave that there, additional crystal shards are supposed to grow that can then be harvested. So I'm actually going to leave this one to see what happens out of curiosity, because I don't know what our natural aura is. I'm curious to see if more will grow. If I harvest this one with a pickaxe while holding a gem with a significant amount of will on it, I will get a demon will crystal, which is what is needed to upgrade to a greater Tartaric gem, which I was then able to do. I was then able to get a new will harvesting location. And guys, after this blood moon, I will take you there to show you. It is the most amazing will harvesting location on the planet, which is why I have now gone through 2 helmets, and I have got to keep redoing things or healing things, because I'm going through things like, no, I'm getting swamped with damage. which is, you know, a bad thing, but a good thing because it means I'm grabbing Will like there is no tomorrow. One of the things I have done is I have removed the diamond anvil. So the diamond anvil was here, plugged into the water wheel that's on the other side of here that powers my RS system. We needed something better. So I moved, oh my gosh, this is a fun thing. I'm going to be very careful because that is open to the air. I added a mods-proof door to the mixer room, and I have encased the power cell and the solar panel 8, and I have moved the diamond anvil to sitting right here. So it is connected by this power line that feeds the mixer. It will also feed now off of this solar panel 8. So this will always have plenty of power and be able to heal anything. Oh, dear God. You. I hate babies the most. They're the most annoying thing because they're so speedy and hard to hit because they're so tiny. Okay. Let's get back out of there because I do not want to deal with the blood moon. So after the blood moon, I will take you to show the most amazing will collecting place on the planet. Because it allowed me to fill this thing in no time to where I thought, you know, I could actually stream today after all. I am very thrilled. So my thought was, since that did not take the entire day like I thought it was going to, was that maybe we could knock out these last 4 items in black magic and get another check mark, which would be awesome, and then free up our time to work on other things this week, which would just be absolutely amazing. So I have got all of the stuff needed for the Sigil of Haste, which gives boost 2 at the cost of life essence. So what was holding me up here was being able to make the haste reagents, because these required a greater tartaric gem with a minimum of 1400 will to make the haste reagent. Now what's so funny about this is while I was killing all those zombies, they kept dropping cookies. So I thought, okay, I'm going to have to make cookies. Now, while I was stocking up my gem of will, it gave me all the cookies I needed. So I have everything I need to do this. I just need to pull out my thing of Essence of the Gods that I'm carrying around in my backpack. Grab those and head to the magic tower. Which the coloring in here is very interesting. I not like the sound of that. Grab a couple of these. Put them in here. Go in here, and this is the Sigil of Haste. So here, and then put in my book that has plenty of stuff, and I get the Sigil of Haste. Oh, I actually didn't need that much. So I will put that back. Pick that. Oops, come back here. And I went ahead and I. Dude, how did you get in here? You're on. That's on the roof. How on earth are you guys getting? Oh, I bet they're spawning up here. I apparently do not have torches. I can now actually finish the roof of the tower because I now have the enchanting room, which was supposed to be the pinnacle of the tower. I can actually come over here with some granite and put a roof on it, and it is now done. And I actually have an empty room because I've now moved the things that were here have now moved to other locations. So I actually have space in here for 4 other things. So we have now completed what? I didn't trigger that door. How are the mods triggering the door? That's disturbing. Okay, we apparently need to customize that pressure plate a little bit more. I can either get... Oh, +6, +12. Can that be enchanted, I wonder? I'm going to take the boosting mixture because that is actually like the most valuable thing right now. And let's just see if you guys dropped anything and you died out here. No? No goodies? You didn't leave me any goodies? That's weird. Okay, we're going to need to play with that. So that is very cool. I now have I've gotten tons, I mean tons of stuff to I will go ahead and leave that deactivated for now because I'm not sure how big my LP network is, and I don't want to take any chances of turning something on when I don't have a good LP network. That just hasn't been a priority for me, in part because I'm just not as familiar with blood magic as and how the nuances on that work. So we will take that. That takes care of that one. That just leaves these 3. So let me show you my lovely get all of the wills location here. It's one of the zombie spawners that we ran into, and I had waypointed it because I wanted to check it out later, because it's a larger building and they tend to have more. Which side is my entrance on? This one. Okay. So I have this all decked out. So I have basically a killing hole that I could just stand back here. Oh, first they give me a special one. I can just stand back here swat them, and they usually cannot hit me, or at least not very often. Look at the hunger problem, which, considering we're running low on food, isn't a good thing. And the little ones are a problem, because they can jump through the hole. Oh my gosh, and this one is an infernal little one? Oh my gosh. This might be an issue. If you die already, please, thank you. Oh my gosh, another one? Now the good thing is, even if this thing drives me to having no saturation at all, because I have my Ring of Odin, I'm immune from dying of hunger. So this is a good thing. But there are 4 spawners in that room, 2 on either side. So I can literally just sit here and let them pile up in this hole and smash them to bits. And that gem fills up really quick. because that helps me figure out where I need to stand. Oh my gosh, one of those spawns with 63 health. Oh my gosh. That was going to be there a while. Oh, and he's an Infernal. An Infernal with 63 health. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. An Eternal of something with what the fuck? Sorry, pardon my language. Oh. WTF. There's so many mobs. The max will on this gem, I think, is 4,012. Imba. Rare quicksand zombie of WTF Imba. Oh my gosh, it's up to 90? That one's got 90? I may have to get my regular sword out to take that one out. He's gonna just... Oh my gosh. One thing I have to watch for is that I don't break my sentient sword, because this is just grinding its durability down like crazy. There's another infernal mob in there who's throwing these firearms at me. This is just absolutely insanity. $134? $125? Okay, we're not going for the wills for a minute. We're going to just try and get rid of that one. Got regen on it too, because he just keeps going higher. You can just stay up front so I can hit him. Dude, come back up front so I can hit you. I'm in the 60s. Dude, look, he's back up in the 90s again. I don't think I'm going to be able to kill this one. He's regenerating faster than I can hit him because there's so many of them. I keep cycling to the back so I'm not hitting him. And I'm out of food. Which means I'm going to have weakness, vitamin fatigue. I'm not going to be able to... Yeah, but he's back into the hundreds. Anyway, you get the idea. And... that's only 80s. And look, I got my gem is now up to max. I mean, that's insane. Bye, guys. Nice hanging out with you. Absolutely insane. Those in here and cook those. I mean, it's annoying because they keep hitting you with hunger and draining your hunger away, and we have a very low food situation at the moment, so... But absolutely nuts. Let me go ahead and put these two that are left in here and sleep. And then hop down here and heal this. Armor's still in good shape. I mean, where before we basically would have to drop something in the anvil and just leave it for a few minutes to go work on something else and come back to get it healed. Now it's a matter of just a few seconds and then it's completely healed. And oh, I don't know where you are. I should also go. I have not gotten to work yet on all the additional upgrades, but I did come over here this morning to find that it had processed all of the 1,000 ore that I had put in here last night. This was empty, and so I put 2,000 back in it, and so it's processed about 300 so far. And one of the machines had run out of, which one was it? It was this one. The hydrogen had run out, so I was able to bring another tank over, get it switched out, get things up and running again. And so we are now up to 1,326 blocks of the 18,000 and change needed for one singularity. So we need to, keep working. I think getting the energy and the gas upgrades on just this one machine helped tremendously. because now these down here, when this thing had a stockpile going, was doing pretty good. I think what I can do is get a second one of these going to process out of here. So I have two of these going, both feeding into here. Because right now I still have over 375 of these sitting there. It's still trying to process the accumulation made from yesterday when I was processing things into your, or the 4 times. It's still working on getting those caught up. It's a grinding away. So now we can work on the next one here, which is the crystal cluster. Used for the tier 6 altar, ... if it was enabled, that is. Now it's just used to make the final and probably a very powerful sigil, and of course the earth talisman. So that tells me the final sigil and the earth talisman. So if that's the earth talisman, this is the final sigil. These are then probably the last 2 things in black magic. So if we can get these 3 things done today, then we will have another check mark. So let's take a look at this crystal cluster. So we need 2 majestic catalysts, an ancient block, my archmage, block of iridium adamant block, an empowered emeraldic crystal block, 1 nether star, and a demonic slate block. I think all of those are possible. The one trick might be the ancient dust. I'm not sure I have enough to make. I have 5, assuming you can combine this kind with this kind into a block, which I don't know if that's the case. So I may get to really show you the grind at making ancient dust today. So we will see. Over here, did I have any more? I do not have any more majestic blocks there. And I've got 5 ingots, and that is going to require the catalyst, which actually requires 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16. So I'm going to need 16 of these, plus enough for a block. So we got some grinding to do. Let me put some stuff away. I was able to clear out the shulker box that had been sitting there forever, waiting to be taken care of. So I did get that taken care of, but we then added these 2 new things here. But it's a little bit of progress, just a little bit. We'll take it. And I will add these to our stockpile here. So how many do we have here right now? Right now I've got 27. And I said I need 2, 4, 6, 8. I need 16. So I have plenty of chemical compound to make enough. Because I need 2, 4, 6, 8. I need 16. I need to make 11. So that means I only need 11. Wrong direction. I only need 11 chemical compounds in here. Which means I can take the extras downstairs to help with ancient dust production. We will add those to here. So it looks like we're going to need, because I can break these out like this. That. And for ancient dust, it's 10 per. So if I break this up, Okay, so we're in good shape on that one. We're in good shape on that one. Good shape on that one. For the Starlight compound, we need 32 per. Okay, so we're going to need to make a bunch of Starlight compound, and we're going to need to make a bunch of mana powder, which now that we finished the singularities, we are good to use what we have on that. And I did leave the seeds in place, so I can use all of the mana all the mana ingots that I make can be converted into powder for purposes of that. So it's got 3,715. Woo, baby. I don't think that's going to be too much, but not by too many. So I like, instead of 1,000, maybe 950. Oh, almost. 925. Oh yeah. Okay, let that start a grinding. So then we will work on making our majestic ingots while that is grinding down there. So we have done this before. Or put that down here. We want 64 of this. Oh, we're going to need mana powder for that too. Okay. Did I put any mana ingots in here? I did! Oh, good deal. Let's just take those. And then we'll take those upstairs and grind them. Oops. I am excited to see if we can finish a check mark today. That would be pretty awesome. The other one that is maybe now within reach would be the white magic. So this one, I have the ability to make ancient blocks. It would be grindy, but I can do it. Same thing with the majestic blocks, because I can make the majestic ingots. The one on here that I don't have is the fiery plate. And then I need a tribarium singularity. Okay, so I can be working on that one, but these fiery plates, I need fiery blood or fiery tears from the Twilight Forest. Or fiery ingot essence. See, that takes a lot of metal. For the small amount I need, I probably can just get the blood or the tears, which I believe I can get those from the Urgast and the Hydra. So I would guess then one evening this next week, we're going to go back to Twilight Forest to get, because I only need, how many did I just need 4, right? I just need 4. So one battle should get me enough to make 4 plates. I can make the Insanium plates. We can do the Crystal Matrix plates. I can do the Naquita alloy block. So it's basically just going to be grinding out the majestic blocks, the ancient blocks, which is what we're doing today, and then making a tribarium singularity. So I know what I need to do there. Then I need Lumix ingots. I don't know what that is. Palladium and Terax. Okay, we can make those. And an energy core. A block of redstone surrounded by nether star. We can make that too. But then there's 3... There are 3 of these items outside the iridescent altar. So I think that means I need 3 of the oh, what are they called? Those places where you put, those things you put lenses on. Because they're going to be sitting next to the altar to be brought into the recipe. Oh, District used them on one of his crafts. I saw them. But that's how those things get pulled into the recipe. I don't know if the picture of the constellation in the background means anything or not. Like, this could only be crafted when this particular constellation is visible in the sky. I don't know. I've never used this altar before, so that's going to be a whole new experience. But so we know if we can make everything that's on here, once I get the 4 fiery plates, then I just need to be grinding out a regular Tribarium Singularity. Question is going to be, do I have enough mana downstairs to do this? Because I've not been grinding that either. So many projects to work on. Although I did find my mana tablet. I don't have any mana in my mana ring. Which I don't, if I just have it on, does it, in my inventory, does it accumulate, or does it actually physically need to be on? I think it actually physically has to be on me. But I don't have enough ring slots for everything now. Ah. Okay. So let's run down. We'll see if we can get these. Come on. I haven't used these over here much, so these should have... Good deal. I need to set up the eating experience one so I can start using that to start filling one of those, like, some of those double pools. I have 2 of them. That way I can start getting a good stockpile of mana for some of these other things. Now that I don't need it anymore for Terra Steel. Which I've got 6,832 Terra Steel. I think I'm good there. I think I'm good there. Which for the Ancient Dust I need 64 per. Let me get up. If I put that one in, and do white craft 64, craft that one, and then do dark. Ooh, you need blaze powder and evil dust. Okay, so we'll take one of you up. And we'll take one of you up. And then how much of the mana? Take you out for now. Go. Hello. You in there, down, add the mana powder to our chest here. So we've got that and that. Oops, not the sugar. I used all but 46 essence. I back up to the roof. Once I get the dark gems and the blaze rods in, I'm going to set this to auto input, auto export, and dump all of those in. Well, maybe not all of them. I'll probably put like 5 stacks of them in to cycle through, and then we'll store the rest for later. So that way that particular line will be completely stockpiled for our autumn crafting of some ancient dust later. Feeling good about that. What I'll probably do is stream until 5 Central Time, which is when I have to get off to go and get Akumadori, take her home. Then when I come back, I will have dinner, and then I'll probably stream this evening, sort of part 2 for the day. And hopefully between both sessions, I'll be able to finish Black Magic. That is sort of the goal. I'm going to rearrange a few other things that I think is going to be helpful to streamlining the production of our majestic ingots. So it's one of those things, well, I've been meaning to do this for a while, and it's like, well, let's just go ahead and get it done. Always want more sulfur. Grab those, and we'll drop this in. Take that batch, put it in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this carpenter, and I'm going to take a tank, sure I've got it completely emptied. I do. Take that carpenter, trying to get these things to line up are always such a joy. There we go. I swear I do that at least once an episode. Okay. I think I do that once an episode too. So there's that. And then this is going to be for majestic ingots, there and there. I can put that in there. The magic compound I'll throw upstairs for storage in one of those other carpenters. So that piece is in. Change this to be, they're both auto enabled, and I'm going to drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's right. I forgot. We auto-enabled over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inputs over here, outputs over there. I forgot. I'm the one that set it up and I still forgot. Let's go ahead and block these that are left. Save on my space. Go ahead and deposit this and this in here to start the dark. Go. Should be done. I'll put the excess white away. And we have done this dance before. So we start here to get them converted. And that will just process away. What I want to do is add, instead of making it up here where I'm running up and down, I'm spending so much time running up and down with the sodium hydroxide, I'm going to move this contraption downstairs. So I'm going to, first of all, take that. And now that this is empty, I can take that. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to let it process that. And what we'll do is we'll take the latex processing and the sodium hydroxide processing down into the factory level. And that way our sodium hydroxide level production is down there where it's needed. Now, it is needed up here as well because the sodium hydroxide is used to make the life essence. But right now our life essence situation is pretty decent. And I'd rather bring one tank upstairs when it's needed for that, because when I put some in there, it will last a good long while, where I'm repetitively having to put tanks in for that. Okay, so if I think I'm going to lose the little bit of latex that's in there. I'm not sure if it's going to retain it when I break it, but that's okay. And this is not Tech Reborn, so I can break it, break it, break it. Break it, break it. Okay. Everybody come down with me. Okay. So I'm going to set this up. Where should I set it up at? It needs power. It can probably just be connected to power right there if I bring in some connectors. Let's see. I think we can do that. We'll just grab, what do I have for connectors? I've got tons of those, but they're very slow. got a little bit of those left. Let's take these all and we'll just see if they can operate on the slow one. I might use them just to use them. Okay, so the fluid extractor can go anywhere, so let's just put it. See, it can go. There. Can't jump up. Oh, maybe I can stand on the chest to drop it. Let's try that. I stand on the chest, put the fluid extractor down. Nope, that won't work. I don't want to break the wall because then it will change colors, and I don't want to do that. If I try to do it this way, did that work? See, it still puts it up against the wall. I'm so frustrated with this darn machine. I think I can wrench it to move the direction, I think. Alright, so the latex processing unit will go there. The alchemical imbuer will go there. My hardened fluid duct will go in between the two of them. My thing of all the water will go here. My wasn't there a servo that was allowing the water to drain down? Did I not pick it up? Oh, it's going to need to come out one more because I need to put power in there. Okay. You need to go there. 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 If I use that should work. And then this is used very infrequently. So if this is using the lower end power cables, that should be fine. Now, this is the one I need to have running well, so we'll use the really good power cables with it. And we'll put a empty tank on top of you. And then this one actually have enough to start another one. Excellent. Okay, the other thing that's going to need to come down here is my storage of salt. Which I believe I have. Storage drawers. So Kumadori was kind enough to clean up the hole in the floor and move all the salt over here. So then what I'll do is I'll take all the salt, put them in a storage drawer, ugh. My pick, it is just so good. It's just so good. Okay, so we've got that. I can put the storage drawers of salt right over here. Now this will not take salt blocks. I'm going to need to find my extra servos. Where did I put those? I don't think I brought them back here. I think they're back over in the ore processing area. Oh, no, there they are. I did bring them back. Good, 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 good. So we'll put that. That allows the water to flow, so we have water going into both of those. Excellent. Because I'm going to need tons of plastics for these upgrades I'm making, so we'll just streamline all of this. How are you doing? Okay. Over here, pop that 4 in there, and I can take a stack of salt, up here to start grinding that down. And let's see, how much more of this can we convert? Man, this one over here is quite full. I mean, that or it just doesn't take a lot to make the mana powder, which is also quite possible. Okay, I've actually now finished draining that one as much as I can. Okay, all of that is now mana powder. Excellent. Shift this down here and put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. Okay, so the next thing we need is some titanium oxide. That is made by putting in the chemical combiner, putting titanium and oxygen. You can also, so if we come over here and we get, I don't have any titanium, but I do have oxygen. So if I go up here and grab some, when I do that. Stop it! I am searching here. Thank you. We will take that and we'll go have a snack. That wasn't much of a snack. I should have a zombie turn in after I killed so many. They'll get me a hamburger. I can get titanium the chemical by dissolving titanium in my machine here. So we come over here to the dissolver. So that's this one. And we say, give me some titanium. I'll go ahead and take the full ones out to make sure that it keeps going. And we'll go grab the oxygen that we had. Boom, boom, boom. And in the combiner, we take the titanium and the oxygen, and they're going to throw it to that chest down below. And it uses the titanium faster than the oxygen. Sorry, it uses the oxygen more than the titanium. So we'll just empty that and then put in a new batch here. I think I made a titanium ingot again. I did a couple of them. That got us more of that. So we ended up with another stack, so we'll just bounce it like that. Okay, so now we need to make oxygen. So oxygen is an 8. So if we look over here, we need an 8. I'm sort of bouncing around a little bit, I know, but that's, again, totally how I tend to do things. So calcium is a 20. That's a 13. That's a 6. $51. That one's a big one. So if we take a stack of this and put it in here. Oh. So that's going to split it into neon, which neon is very helpful because neon happens to be one of our stacks we need over here. So the fact that we ended up with a ton of calcium from our other productions we did earlier works out great because it means we have an ample supply of something that will help us generate neon. But neon has a 10. You can sit around and just play with this one all day between the different combinations, right? So I've got a stack here of 4. If I put the 4s over here, those 2 4s will combine to an 8. Okay, if I take that away, I take the neon, and I want to bring the neon over here first to fill out that one. So I have a full 5 of the neon. If I bring neon back over here, neon will split into boron, which is 5. Okay, I have some more of this. Those 5 3s. What are 3s? I have carbon over here. They're over there now. I could add a 2 and a 1 to get a 3. I've got tons of hydrogen. I could add hydrogen 3 times to get a 3. Lithium. Lithium is a 3. Okay, so those. Do this and this, and then if I hit lock recipe, that will prevent it from making any more titanium ingots with my titanium, because now the recipe is locked. It's only going to make my what I'm wanting it to make. So then I can go ahead and put that in there, and then it's waiting for me to add the oxygen. So there's that. So then I add the 5 and the 3. That's going to give me some more oxygen. I mean, it really is like finding puzzle pieces and then fitting them together in the various combinations to figure out, okay, what numbers do I need to get to this right specific chemical that I need in this particular situation. Okay, so there's some more 5s. I actually have more 5s than I do 3s here, so. I can put that away. But I had helium and hydrogen. Those can be combined for a 3. I mean, there's just so many different ways of playing this. I just want enough to finish that 4th one, because then I could get enough to make 4 ancient dust. That's sort of the goal here. That's weird. Why are you saying you're out of power? Why does everybody say you're out of power? I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I put stone instead of glass. Idiot. Idiot. Totally wasn't thinking. It'll be fine in a minute. I just broke my solar panel 8. Ugh. I would like to say, oh, I can't believe I did that, except I totally can believe I did that. Okay, everybody's fine now. Everybody's fine. There we go. Okay, so we've now got enough for a full 4. Boom, boom. And I'm sure District will have all of this stuff automated, so it just does a lot of wondrous and magical things in a far better way than I am currently able to do. Okay, so I was able to get one of them done. Okay, so now I need to go get my salt from the roof. There's that. Because I'm thinking I don't need... I should be able to put a chest here, put the crushed salt in there, and then I need another item. I didn't bring one. I want to try automating in my very immature way more of these things so that I don't have to do as much running around. Okay, so then this, this, this. There we go. Okay, so now it's automatically filling with water from the left and salt from the right. So all I have to do now is go crush more of the salt and fill this, and it's going to automatically be filling my tank. I'm not going to have to do, I won't have to be manually filling it with water or manually filling it with salt anymore. That will be huge. Now if I can get one of my larger tanks free, that would be great too. As unfortunately right now this is on this side of the room while the carpenter is on that side of the room. But that distance of running, not that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal at all. So now I'm going to take up a whole bunch more salt. Let's get a whole bunch more crushed. Go ahead and put that away. Put the extra power lines and things away. The extra servo. No, not the tank. Okay. That is going to help with the automation of my majestic ingots considerably. Now I still have to run the magnesium down from the roof. But I can, do that. I'm doing that in like batches of 64. So that is, not, it's not, so terribly bad. So if I add those, 7 of my 16. So these are now all done. I then bring them over here and process them. That's going to give me 64 of those and more essence of the gods. I'll drop off those. My 2 blue, my 2 rubber. Why did I put this in the normal furnace? Oh my gosh, that was bad. Bad cat, very bad. I'll drop that one off. That's alright. Okay, we'll add those to there. And fix that. Okay. Good deal. Let me go ahead and sleep. Then I should go ahead and get a thing of charcoal going while that is all... Oh my gosh, she still has the hammer. She kept the hammer. A little snot. Not that it's likely I'm going to need it, but I mean, if I needed to expand my domain anywhere, that's a really nice tool to have for doing that. I think my daughter has stolen my hammer. Really? Really? Goodbye. Oh, jeez. Of course, I don't carry a bucket of milk around, so this is just going to last forever. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Alright, that's really enough now. You can stop. Good grief. That is a really tall one. Gimme, 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 gimme. What I really need is to find a new source of the compressed air so that I can go back to automating my wood pile production. That was so nice when I was getting like 5 per. Oh my gosh, that was. Dude, you were not there. I was just standing right there. Where did you come from? Dude. I have no idea where that guy came from. Absolutely none. Hello. Goodbye. Okay, so we've got all the spruce down and replanted. Because I need to make wood pile in a carpenter. I need high pressured steam or compressed air. high pressured steam a heat exchanger tube changes water into high pressure steam. Okay. Holds and transports heat exchanging fluids. If heating and cooling in adjacent to a cooling heating I don't know where the heat is coming from. I don't know. So I've been doing it with compressed air from so if I put one of these compressed sand, compressed cobblestone, compressed sand, compressed dirt. Oh, I could compress dirt for days, or compressed stone. It will make compressed air. Okay, now this is interesting, because I could set up another chemical imbuer over there to make compressed air to feed directly in to make my wood pile. Interesting. Me has ideas. Ideas are good things to have. For now, I just want to get wood piles down there and cooking to start building back mana. We could totally modify put that away. Oh, I got some more of that magic dust stuff. That's cool. Alright, let me go down here. Grab my flint and steel, which is almost out of commission now. And I can grab you. And I'm finding some other little projects from the list to work on while I'm making sure that Majestic Dust has a completely enough time to convert over. Okay, I need bring these two down. And I should have my dirt in here. put this next to the dirt so we can, oh, finally that one, oh no! I don't think it got lit correctly because that thing broke, and now I want to get it relit here so I can cover it. Okay, it is smoldering. It looks like it did get done. Phew! That would be awful. Ugh. Okay. So over here, I had a drum feeding into here. But I could totally move this and set and shift it over and set up an alchemical imbuer like I do over there to feed the compressed air into here, and then just have it continually making me wood piles. Oh, that would be so nice. Yep, that is definitely where we're going to have to look into that one. Okay, now they're back to looking normal again. And now they're grayed out again. It's the laser. Oh, it's the laser. It has to do something with the laser. Because I walk through the laser and then I wonder if it does. Interesting. Very strange. Okay, I'm going to eat my spaghetti. No. I want to eat my spaghetti, not do that. Okay, let's head up to the roof. Woo! I got bouncy. Okay, it's done. So I will grab that. Come back down. Okay, so we can now add those to that. And then this is now nice and full, so we will grab that and put another one on there. I'm going to move this up here so it will go ahead and mend itself. That one batch should be enough for us to finish up what we need on the Majestic Ingot side, I think. Hey, Death Store, good to see you. Come here, you. Come on there. We are working on adding some more automation. I have brought the plastic production and sodium hydroxide down here into the factory area, and just discovered a way of making compressed air using the alchemical imbuer. So I am going to make another one and redo my woodpile production section, which is over there in the corner. That was one of the first things that I added to this factory, was automating wood piles so that I could use those for making mana. And so I'm going to have to work on redoing that to combine a carpenter with an alchemical imbuer and probably a compressed drawer. So all I have to do is drop in dirt, because I have a ton of dirt. Is that the one which will produce the most? See, this produces 2. That produces 4, but obsidian is going to take a lot. Can't use cobblestone because we are 225. So we can't use stone or cobble because all of that is going towards the ×6 compressed cobble right now. But I've got dirt for days. So I can do dirt. And we have dirt essence, I think, still growing. So that, I think, is something we can definitely do. Yep, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. This is going to be good. Oh yeah, majestic ingots are going to be flying now. Because I will not have all of this running up and down between the basement. I've eliminated that now. I love that little emoji death star. That's so cute. I'm going to run that chemical over here. What am I doing? It's not there anymore. It's right here. Good grief. Got me another one. Definitely need to find some of my larger tanks. Because then when I'm not working, I can go ahead and stockpile sodium hydroxide for another time. Okay, there's a copper one for 32. Oh, bronze for 512. You win. Come here. There's another one. And you're out of salt. So I bet now all of that salt I had put upstairs should be done. Yep. Give me all the salt. 13. I need 3 more. This is a huge improvement in my processing. Because all I have to do now is keep that full of salt. Because that still has 65 million gallons of water. It's not going to run out of water for days. And when it does, all I have to do is run it downstairs here and replace the pump. So we're in such good shape. Okay, so there's one more there. That. once I have the 3 I need, I will put the bronze tank on there, and then we will soon have 0.5 mil of sodium. Yes, excellent. I need to make that switch right now. Boom. I had almost exactly enough of the elementine. That was so good. I mean, I had that just perfect. I had exactly enough of the chemical. Perfect. All right, so there is 16 of those. So that is going to be what I need for, oops, wrong one. Okay, that's going to allow me to prepare that. Adamant block of iridium. I have a block of iridium. Put that down there. Block of adamant. I'm going to put 1 down there, and these other ones I'm going to add to my boom, boom, boom. Okay, so then I'm going to need a demonic slate block and an empowered emeraldic. I don't think I have enough Oh my gosh, I have exactly 9. Are you kidding me? Wow. Could that have worked out any better? Seriously? I had exactly the amount I need. I didn't have to go through the empowerer to get there. Wow. Okay, I need a demonic slate block. Boom. Okay, I need 1 of my precious nether stars. Boom. Alright, that just leaves our ancient dust block. Oops. I should put the honeycomb away. And the pyrotheum away. Okay, the terrasteel hand axe had a chance to heal. This one needs a lot of time to heal, so we'll just leave that in our inventory for a bit. Alright, what else do we need to stockpile on? Now we need a bunch of starlight compound. So we will stockpile on that now. Okay, so starlight compound. We need our starlight, we need our magic appetite, and we need mana glass vials. So I think I have that is upstairs. In here we should have some mana glass vials. Got a ton of this. Do not have any mana glass vials in there. I will take those. And we will take hopefully we can get these all converted to mana glass. with the amount we have. Here we go. Well, that didn't make very many. Give me all the mana glass. Okay, a lot of mana glass. Okay, so we're going to put mana glass, mana glass, mana glass, tons of vials. Put our one leftover one away. I've now got mana glass vials 4 days. Did I have any of the appetite left in block form? Just the one. We'll go ahead and take it with us, and we will head to Astral Sorcery. And it's time to mass produce a bunch of this. Looks like we're out of crystals. Grab some more crystals. One, two, three, four. Switch those out and do one there. One there, one there, one there. Now right now I've got a copper, and a stone. What I want to do is, if I can get in position to do it, hello, I want to take that bottom one out, that's stone. And make it a third copper. So that gives us now a capacity of almost 100,000. I'm going to put that there and fill this first. That's a lot. That is a lot. And then I'm going to use this to give myself the, not there, here. That way I have the way to get into my Starlight Factory. Excellent. Okay, so I have 3 more to fill. Okay, so then we have Starlight, mana, appetite, boom. And we'll fill these up. Okay, repeat it again. Doom, 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 doom. Fill it again. Doom, 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 doom. I can do it one more time. maximum. Okay. I have now basically drained this down to nothing. So it needs a chance to restock. Everybody has fresh crystals. We're good there. So I'm going to head back to the warehouse. And then we're going to put in our mana bottles that are empty. And this. I'm probably going to need to go find some more mines of those to clean out. I know there's some downstairs. I wonder if Fortune 5 works on those. Because there's some... right here. It looks like it is, because I'm getting lots of crystals off of each one. Grab all the ones I've mined so far. Been meaning to come clean this out anyway, so now it's done. And we can get that hole patched up in no time. Good deal. How are you doing here? Do we have... Still at 62. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, so we'll take this downstairs, add to... I fell in the hole. Okay, so we add this to here. So I can take... It's 32 per. So there's 32 there, and 32 there, and 32 there. So we got enough. We had just enough to make 4 more dusts. So we'll have, there's 4, 5. If we can get 4 more dusts, we would have a total of 9, which would be enough for our block. If we need to make a 5th, because it will not take this one, then we'll have to go back and make more Starlight Compound. But by then, the Starlight will have refreshed itself, so we'll be fine. Not a problem at all. So let me go take all of that I just mined. I mean, I just mined that in that little corner. I think Fortune definitely does work on it. So let us block all of this up. I have to use the blocks for making... What is it I make? I make it with tribarium dust, and it needs the block of this. So restocking this is definitely a good call. And then we will work on the last item for our ancient dust, which is the chemical that we made those lovely, lovely machines for in the first place. We just happen to be finding some other uses for them in the meantime, which is always a good thing. And heal that up. Unfortunately, the tinker stuff can't be done in that way, and the tools can. Okay, that's good to know. I'll just leave that one there then. What is she storing in there? Oh, that's her Twilight Stones. Okay, got it. Good deal. All right. Nice. Get that all restocked. Drop those off. Drop a couple of those off. Well, that's interesting. My mana tablet got drained without me dropping it in. I must have just been close to... Was I just standing close enough to it that it drains automatically? Interesting. I didn't know it did that. Well, it let me get my stuff done. That's the important thing. That's already up to 151,000. I love it. Okay, so the last thing we need is we need a lot of technetium, which is going to be 43. So now what we need to do is put together things that add up to 43. So we've got these are things we have lots of right now. So we've got 20, 13, 6, 51, and 1. Well, obviously 51 isn't going to help us, but we can split the 51 up. So 51 breaks into 25 and 26. And I will get my calculator out because doing the math in my head is just not really a good idea. So we'll do calculator. So 43 minus the 25 is 18, and then 43 minus the 26 is 17. So either a 17 or an 18 would work well here. So do we have lots of things that are either a 17? Okay, so there's argon. So if we can make lots of argon, which is an 18, we can combine that with the manganese to make 43s. So do we have... We've got lots of fluorine, which is a 9. So if we come over here and we combine the fluorines, dink, dink, that's going to give us tons of argon. So then we will come back over here and grab a stack of this, break that up, and that's going to give us a ton of manganese. This is the sort of numbers game that we're playing. And we can also grab some hydrogen. And basically we just go back and forth between these two machines, adding and dividing until we come up with our technetium. So for now, I will put you and you and you away, because right now I have a combination that works. Now if I've exhausted that combination, then we move on to a different combination. We just basically just keep working our way through the cycle. I'm going to have one extra of the fluorine, so I can put that one away for now. Right now we're going to work our way through the antimony, which is funny, it's antimony and it's SB for the chemical symbol, which doesn't look anything like antimony. So we've got that side is producing argon, this side is producing our manganese, and our iron, which we can use the iron by combining it with the hydrogen to also make more manganese. That's why it's got two slots, because when it's an odd number, it will produce two chemicals. I get it why it works now. Makes sense. Okay, so there is a full stack of argon. And here is a full stack of manganese. 18 and 25 add up to 43. So if we come over here and put those two together, that's going to give us a full stack of technetium. Which technetium is our final one down here on the bottom. So we'll make a place to put our full stack of technetium. When I was first experimenting with this, I was just taking pieces and parts and making 3 here and 5 here and 2 here and 3 here and just, you know, mixing and matching and all that. But being able to make them in bulk like this, so I'm making a full stack, is going to speed the process up quite a bit. I'm hoping I have enough with that. I have one extra stack here of the fluorine. I'll be able to cut that in half to make another 32 to add to this one. I should be able to then make, I think, another half stack. I think. And there's no obvious sign of a way to put upgrades in on these, so this is just a matter of waiting it out. My goal is always going to be to use those chemicals that I have a lot of to do this. So in this case, I'm using one of the chemicals that I got from dissolving sponges. So that works out actually really well. So we'll take this one, split it in half, and let it go to town and bring over our second one. And remember, our goal here is to get a full 5, or 4, sorry. So all we need to do now is get this one completed and make one more full stack, and we'll be able to make 4 ancient dusts. There is the argon. And then we've got some magnesium there, and I'm going to be able to take let's see, it's not the iron. I need the manganese. That's too high, it's 26. I went the wrong way. So put this. I need things that add up to 25. Or I could just put plop another stack of this in here. Okay, so that is almost a stack. I'm going to run and refresh my drink. Whoopsie! Let's not have you staring at the ceiling. I will refresh my drink, and I will be right back in a minute. Okay, back. Okay, so we've got that. We can put that and that in there. Argon is 18. We have a 36. I have some 30s. Those are 6s. We can do a little more gyration. Because we're going to have an extra 7 manganese, we should be able to do a little bit of gyration to get the number we need of argon to finish this batch up. And then we will look for a different combination. this gives such flexibility because, you know, any combination of things can be put into the dissolver and then broken down into their base elements. But like we use lithium, I have lithium in ingot form. I could run that through and get chemical lithium that way. Okay, so I need 7 more. If I take eight of these, and 8 of these, that gets me Krypton. Oh, lovely. Hope Superman isn't watching the stream. Sorry, I didn't realize. So then we take the Krypton, we go over here, we break Krypton in half. That gives us more argon. Now we're going to end up with more argon than we need, but come back over here, and again we do argon in here. Now that's one where I have plenty of material that I could do. Now, zinc, I think, is one that you could produce through rock hounding, I think. So if I do this and this, we'll let that run. Oops. So here's that and that and that. We'll take another stack here to break apart. Now when it comes to making the 4 ancient blocks for the last item in white magic, I'm going to have to do all of these processes again to make 4 ancient blocks. This is just trying to finish it up so I can make 4 ancient dust. I'm going to have to make 36 ancient dust to make 4 blocks. That's a lot. That is a lot, a lot, a lot. But, I mean, it's a grindy game. We knew it's a grindy game, so. And I was already prepped in most of the other components to make ancient dust. I'm just trying to get these few items that I didn't have to be able to make 4 more. To make 36, as manual as my process is a lot of work. It can be done, it's just going to take time. But like finding a good combination like this that works really well just means replicating it a lot. think in Twilight Forest I'm like right before it's time to get to the Urgast, I think. I just need to stock up on my arrows so I can shoot that guy right out of the sky. Not that I had very good luck when I was trying to shoot the other ghasts out of the sky. But he's only one, so he may not be as bad as the other ones were. So it looks like I've got enough here to make another full stack. Excellent! Iron in there. Now, all of this iron can be converted into ingots. Not a very efficient way to make ingots, but I could convert them into ingots. It's like 16 per. But I'd rather keep them in chemical form so I can use them numerically as a way to get more ancient dust. I already have my iron essence, and I have my ore processing area working at making me iron. I don't think chemical ways is going to be an efficient way of generating iron. And if I had enough chemicals that would add up, I could, but I just don't think it's going to generate in scope a quantity worth taking the time to do it that way. I mean, if there's any other ways of making iron blocks in bulk, it'd be great. I'm not aware of any. So there isn't anything like that that automatically generates the blocks themselves. So it'd have to be something that generates the ingots. See, that only makes me 2. Starlight Infusion will only make me 3. Like, well, that'll get me 3 when I'm getting 5. Okay, that's interesting. A traveling merchant I can trade emeralds for 7. I don't know of a way of automating villager trades. I mean, I have virtually not unlimited emeralds, but I have a lot of emeralds. Okay, there we go. And boom, boom. Okay, so we have 4. So if I just go right down the line like this, and it's always a trick trying to remember the right pattern here. So it's dust, green, blue, then it's NPT, then it's black, purple, pink. Oops, pink. Go down the second column. Dust, green, blue, NPT, this purple, pink. I don't know why I put my ring of mana in there. dust, green, blue, and PT, this purple, pink. Dust, green, blue, NPT, this purple, pink. And there is 4 ancient dust. So now, can we make a block Yes, we can. We did it. Woo-hoo-hoo. That. Yep. Oh, wait. Jumped the gun. I still have to make the majestic components. I need iron. I need these. Need that. That. Ooh, out of luminescence. Redstone. There. So then I put that there, that there, that there. I need 2 more of those. And grab some iron from downstairs. Oh, that's not what I wanted, darn it. One of the ingots. Thinking ahead to making more components. I'm like, no, wait, I'm not making my components. I already did that part. There. Okay. Now we're ready. Now we are ready. We can come over here and we're going to make the crystal cluster. Right here. Oh, I need my orb downstairs. My Archmage orb. There. It's the cluster! Now, the nice thing is they give me 2 nether stars. So I used 1, got 2 back, so that means I have a net gain 1. So I don't feel too bad about that. We'll take that. And I did get another artifact bag, so that's nice. And I will put that away. Another quadruple battery. Okay. I'm not sure what I'm going to use that for yet, but we have it now. Okay, nothing else new unlocked, so let's see now. An Earth Talisman. The Earth Talisman is a very powerful item. When in a player's inventory, it continually grants this player the Geomancy status effect. When Geomancy is applied to a player, that player can create boulders from the ground by right-clicking on a block made of rock, dirt, sand, or clay material, such as dirt, sand, or cobblestone, with an empty hand. Holding right-click before releasing will create a bigger boulder. Boulders float in the space they were created and can be sent as projectiles by hitting them. Boulders disappear after 1 minute or 3 seconds after being launched. On impact, they deal between 6 and 20 damage, depending on their size, to what they hit. Boulders below the maximum size also disappear on the first mob hit. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What on earth is that recipe, folks? Oh Lord. Six more ancient dust and experience singularity. Okay, thank God we're good there, because I've got that right here. If I would collect it correctly. Let's just make that right now so I have it made. I will look at the rest of it in a minute. Okay, so oh, so close, folks. We are so close to a check mark. 200 more. 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Oh man, the feeling when you actually just have enough resources to make a singularity the minute you find the quest, man, that feels good. That feels good. Okay, so the singularity part of that recipe I have. A Gaia steel ingot. Six Gaia steel ingots. To craft Gaia steel, check the Lexica Britannia Gaia agglomeration plate. Oh my God, it's going to be something like Terra Steel. Oh no. I have to tell District. Gaia steel. And will I dread it? Like Terra steel. Oh my gosh. Okay, block of Dragonstone. Not worried about that one. I have 2 already. I need 7 more. And what the heck? Where did you spawn in my base? You guys are safe. I'm not seeing any spawn points. I am completely confused where the hell that zombie came from. What the hell? That was crazy. Crazy, I tell you. Crazy. Alright, there's my experience singularity. We'll grab it, put it down here. Assuming I can go the right direction. Which is probably, you know, bad idea. Okay, so supremium plates. Didn't mean to do that yet. Stop! 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 I need 6 supremium plates. Don't have any supremium ingots there. Have 4 there. So I only need to make 2. God, that was so loud. Man, Enderman, you are loud. I can take that downstairs. Did I have any base essence ingots in here? No. Okay. Oh, jeez. Hi. Thank you for the presents. Man, I am not pleased about having to deal with mobs in my base. That is just not, I am not amused. Like at all. Okay, I'm going to put 2 of those back. One here. I need some of that iron that I made. make a whole bunch of those. So loud. Okay, we'll put those in there, and then I need inferium ingot, and I need 2 of these, 1, 2. Okay, then I'm gonna need to craft 1 of those. Take it out to make these. That takes care of that. Then I need to craft 1 of these. Okay, break it into that. Okay, then the 4th one, I already have some. So then I just need to do this. Oops, no, come back out here. Okay, and then these, I already have some. That. That out, and I head to the roof to make those plates. Okay, got that one done. Now, Dragon Stone is an elven trade, and they will take mana diamonds for those. So I need 7 mana diamonds. I have 5, so I need 2 more regular diamonds. Downstairs. Change these into mana diamonds. I have 7. You've got mana, so I can throw those in there. Got those. And I'm hungry again. Oh my gosh. These in here. Okay, they don't go in there. Seems like every once in a while things will go in there just fine, and then I run into some quirky thing that doesn't want to go in there. So there we go. Block of Dragonstone. Got that. Okay. So we've got those. We've got those. A Diamond Promise Acceptor. That is a block of diamond. So I need 9 of these. And then I need to remind myself how much that needs 160,000 in here. And I'm down to 40. So what we'll do is take this connection off. And put that copper tank. Oh no, I used my copper tank. Put that tank on. Now this first one should fill right away, I think, because that thing is full. Okay, it's going to start going again. Whoa, is that thing full? Hang on. Let's grab one of these. Now, why did I hear a chicken? Don't tell me I don't think I want to know. That. Okay, magma crucible. Let's put. See, this I don't think. Yeah, that won't work. I don't know if it'll work if I put it here. Let me try though. Get a servo and an item dart. Nope. I could try it maybe with a hopper. I have a hopper over here. No. How did I have one in here? discontinued using a hopper somewhere, so there would have been one, but I am not seeing it. I emptied both of those. Yep. That's not what I wanted. I need to put more stuff away. I have too much stuff. Oh, I probably will need that and that to reset up the drainage into the blood infuser, now that I think about it. This one's full. Grab that. Put another one on there. I think I took it apart, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Okay, so let me put the fluid duct, set the tank there, put the servo back on, and okay, let that start going. I haven't growing anything else yet. I might have enough in just these hardened blood shards. grind out the stuff that I do know know how to make, and then we'll get to the stuff I'm not sure yet. Okay, we should be able to do, oops, 1 and 2. This drains really fast. That's 100 and I need 160. I still have 2 full trays of shards to do. I hadn't cleaned out the shards in a while, so that's why they're so full, and that's turning out to be a really good thing, because this is going to let us refill the blood infuser right when we need it. So it worked out really well. Let me grab one more tank, so that way we can do 2 tanks at once every trip. By the time I bring the next trip down, it should be big enough to do my Diamond Promise acceptor. I think we looked at that ingot before too, and it was not that hard, so we might be able to get the ingot part taken care of as well. That's 180. If I go here, here, it needs 160, and I've got over 200. So I'm good there that this can go in there to start its cooking. Oh, dang it. I keep forgetting to switch off of a tank. when I want to go inside. That one's a slow one. We'll have these knocked out in no time. Almost done. Last trip. Okay, all of it has been processed. Just need to take this last bit down. It's still going. Okay. It's still going. Let's see what else is on the recipe. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 Lumix ingots. 33 Lumix ingots. So 33 of palladium plus Terax. Good on that. Do not have a lot of Terax. Terax, we know, is our favorite 3 ingredients of this. I have blocks of this. Okay. Do not have any boosting mixture made, so we should get some. I just do half of the batch. Still don't have enough. Okay. I need this. That way. That in there. see if we've got any boosting mixture over here already. I have 4. So I can do this and this. I was able to get half of it right there without making any mixture, so that was a good deal. Need glowstone. This. I swear I cannot hit that darn C. Oh. Okay, that restocks the glowstone. Put that in there. Now do I have enough for a full batch? I do. Well, that is melting. Let's find our book. And we need to look for a Gaia agglomeration plate. After getting your palms on Elven resources, why not to upgrade your terrestrial agglomeration plate? It has been pretty good at doing what it should, but perhaps it's time to upgrade. Gaia agglomeration plate is way more efficient in creating terrestrial, and it can create more than just that. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to have to take my terrestrial plate down to upgrade it. Because I'm going to use the plate to do that. Okay. So it looks like it's 5 dream rocks, and this is made with pixie dust, dragon stone, and a Gaia spirit ingot. Oh my god. And an elven lapis block. Whoo! Wow. Wow. mean, that's a project and a half right there. Only one majestic ingot, so that's doable. Terrasteel plates, totally doable. Iridium plates, totally doable. Elven lapis block, that's a trade for a lapis lazuli block, totally doable. One of my precious nether star blocks. Okay, so that's doable. A Gaia shard is a Gaia spirit into a mana pool with a Terra catalyst under it. What is that? With Shimmer Rock, an alchemy catalyst. Oh my gosh. We're getting into whole new worlds here, guys. Woo boy. Oh, I already had a little. Hey, I found my iron tank. Okay, so we're going to put 2 of that, 2 of that, 2 of that. Then I'll do it again. 2, 2, 2. Take that one back. That should give me a good stack of Terrax. Let me grab this one, empty it, empty that. Oop. There's now 4. I put this and 4. That gives me 32. Now let me check my math here. There's 1 in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16, 32 plus 1. So I need 1 more. Alright, we got this. Oh my gosh, what rabbit hole have I dropped into on this one, folks? I'm going to put this one on top first, grab it. Maybe grab it. Hello. Okay, so then I'm going to put this, no, not that one. I'm going to put the iron one on top. Add more. So I want that one to fill up. Put 4 in there. And then do 4 of this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't remember what else I saw that used Lumix, but I know there was something else. We'll do that there. Grab that. Neat. Okay. Add the finished Lumix here and put the rest of our ingots away. And I am finished with that, so it can get put away. Put that away. Okay. My Diamond Promise Acceptor should be done now. Yes, okay. We'll add it to the chest. So there should be 6 majestic ingots, 6 ancient dust, and 6 of the Gaia ingots. That should be what's left here, right? Yes. The 6 majestic ingots, we can knock those out real quick. That'll be fine. No problem there. The 6 ancient dust, we just made 4, but that's going to take me a little time to rebuild the stockpile of all of the resources that goes into that. This one is going to be this is going to take a little bit. Not a lot bit, but a little bit. I need 7 majestic ingots then. I need 6 for this, and then 1 for the plates that's going to be used there. So let us start the majestic ingot line first. Ooh, we're missing a lot of stuff for this. Okay. Grab these. Block. Grind that. Do I have enough to do the dark side first? Whew. That in there. And we come down here and get dark gem. Two of them in there to crush, and I will put the third one in here for future use. Dream. That again. So I need 5 dream rock and 4 lapis block. Dream rock. Do I have any of that already? 5 of these, and then lapis block. No. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's right, Elvin. Lapis, this, ooh, I put mana lapis block so I'm gonna need 10, no wait, 8, I need 8 lapis blocks to do the trade. I need a little bit more. I'm going to take this apart. Oh, I could have... Oh. So now it's going okay. Bring that with me. That and that and that and that in there. And do dark. Start the dark. I'm almost afraid to look at the other one because it's either going to be really easy and I could have had it done by now, or it's going to be even harder. You know what I mean? Get that in there. We'll put the rest of this away. Munch on a fish. Okay, got that. Now the white, what else was I missing on the white? Stardust, okay. Come down here, grab a thing of this, run it upstairs. Oops. Add it to that. And the other one is the illumination powder. So that one I need. Thing of the salt. Thing of that. And now I'm drawing a blank. Glowstone. Thank you. That. And then is my wand in here? It is. Great. And we'll head to Astral Sorcery. Hop up here. We'll say, hey, we need all of this we can make. Please and thank you. Drop that in, drop that. Why do I have a spark? Oh, I know why. That is the spark that was over the TerraSteel plate. I need to replace it over the Gaia plate when it is finished. Okay. Which that means I'm done making TerraSteel the old way. This, and there are no more mana diamonds there. So those two things I'm done with. I can take them upstairs and put away. Well, I'm done making TerraSteel the old-fashioned way anyway because I now have my seeds. So now we should be able to, do white here, here, here. Oh, I didn't bring that from down upstairs yet. There we go. Now we'll be good. Okay. Now we'll be good. White, start. There we go. This will be interesting. This is strange. Why did it stop at 3? I did hit 64, right? That's very confusing. Okay. Go ahead and let that start. Sleep. I suppose I should peek at the other one just to scare myself. Ascend. The Divinity Sigil gives you an entire row of absorption from LP in the network. A Divinity reagent, then the Sigil of Divinity. Okay. So this is going to be a Lightning reagent black, a crystal cluster, another crystal cluster, Platinum Singularity, and a block of Nether Stars. Oh my God! What uses, a grand Tartaric gem with 16,384 will. Okay, a grand? Okay, a greater becomes a grand with another star. But then you have to have 4,000 will to power it. So you have to have 2 graders, 1 to power it. I'm going to have to turn my other common into another grater, and then put 4,000 will. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Now, with my new way of doing will, the 16,000 is probably doable eventually. And the crystal cluster we just made, that wasn't like horrible. A lightning reagent block. Oh my god. Another ancient block, another majestic block, another adamant block, and then all the rest of these are lightning reagents. A crafting item obtained through a tedious process. What? A tedious process? In this game? No! Place a water source block in the world, dropped a binding reagent, a glowstone block, a block of gold, a block of redstone, a block of iron, and gunpowder in the water. Then hit the water block with all the items in it with lightning. And I have to do it that many times. Oh my god. I have to do it that many times to get one of these, and I have to do it that many times to get the... Oh my god, that's going to be... Oh. So that'll get me the divinity reagent, and then I have to use that with an ethereal slate to get a sigil of divinity. I shouldn't have looked. I should not have looked. I should not have looked. Oh my god. Yeah, we're not gonna finish this today. I mean, I got half of the ones I needed done today, so I mean, that's huge progress, but holy cow. Oh, my brain is just not processing these last two. Wow. I think what I'll do is I will get these 7 majestic ingots, 6 that I need here, 1 that I know is going to be needed for the Gaia Steel plate. Then I will work on getting the 6 ancient dusts I know I need for this craft. So that the only thing that will be left here will be the 6 Gaia Steel ingots. Then, when I've... Assuming I have survived all of that craziness, I will shift to working on upgrading the plate and putting that in place. And then I've got to build up a hell of a lot of mana. District will be fine. He's got basically infinite mana with his setup. He is riding in mana supply. One cycle of this will produce 7 majestic ingots, which is exactly what I need. And because I've already got a healthy supply of the sulfur dioxide thing, I am good. I'll be good to go there. So the majestic ingot piece will be done. So when I get back from taking Akumadori home and having my dinner, we will be grinding more ancient dust tonight. And then assuming I can get the 6 ancient dust done. Well, no, it's more than that though, because the Gaia, it needs one too, doesn't it? No, it does not. Okay, so we're good there. So I might do this next. I'll get the majestic ingots, then I think we'll do this. We'll put that in place. I think I've made the teleportation and the energy. I've made those runes before, so I know how to. Everything else on that page is doable. And I just brought back the 4 lapis there, so I just have to do that trade again. I messed up. They kept them. I didn't convert them over first. I messed up. Ugh! I goofed. I was trying to hurry. That's okay. We still have lots of lapis. I haven't started on that singularity yet. I should probably get lapis seeds going. Okay, so let me add that there. Put those away there. Put that away there. Put that away there. And then we will borrow that, put that there. Oh, we need more of those. I need 7. I have 65 times 9. That's 7. Okay. Yeah, I am like completely stripped bare on virtually everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we need 6. Whew! We only have enough to make 6 in our Insanium Essence. This will be easy enough to get the plutonium, but wow. Wow. I think that's what we'll do, is I'm going to finish these 7 majestic ingots. Then I'll go get a Kumadori and take her home. I'll have dinner. So I'll probably take like an hour break from the stream. Then when I come back, we will work on upgrading our Terra Steel plate to a Gaia plate. Because I'm going to have to make that additional modification thing for one of my pools. Oh man, there's going to be a lot. Oops. There's going to be a lot happening tonight in the stream I was not counting on. Oh my. We might have to do some more Gaia battles. Probably the regular ones, though not necessarily the on steroids one. So we can make Terra Steel seeds. Can we make Gaia Steel seeds? No. There is no Gaia anything seeds. Ooh. He asked a good question. Interesting. It did not fill up while I was gone doing that. It ran through all the salt already. Wow. Wow. I mean, albeit I'm still at 161,500. I'm in great shape there, but wow. Okay, so there is six needed for that, then 1 for that. Oh boy, guys. Okay. It is 5 o'clock. Akumadori gets off work at 5:15, and I have one errand to run on my way there. So I am going to stop the stream here, take about an hour break, might be less. So if you are watching the stream, please watch for a notification when I go back live later, and we will pick up where we left off and be working on our Gaia plate upgrade. I appreciate you watching. It was good to see you, Deaths. I hope you come back later. And we are moving forward on our black magic. Did not see this coming anywhere. Was not on my radar because I am new to this section of magic completely. Totally would have thought this Gaia stuff would have been under white magic, not dark. So this is a surprise. Oh boy. Alright, I am off. I will see you guys in an hour, maybe less, and we will pick up where we left off. Be back.